So first of all, because a toxic relationship, what is it in your own definition or explanation? And then
that's it. So telling can be initiative for now. When ubia afishapa, there's see a day the kind make kasa wahano.
Yeah, that's it.
Afishapa.
Come between.
Akwaba.
Happy
Fufu. Na yakase toxic relationship. Idea ya swama no. Ebata yembra wa yebo so function our dear baby. Inti enye adefobia abaya brabo. But I did be a na yarity. Dedi kai kasa toxic non kasa. E adi bia ehia si etekwan nyi efi na medium. Enti obi factory. Na factory na we bi no. O gata bi wori damage. Most of the waste almost flashing it out. It's a casa be a toxic. I did be a ewo with you. Now the air said in medical science, no, the casa be a toxic, not just I did be a poisonous. And what is not. But the air said in the anatomy of the human body, you only produce toxic bacteria after you have restricted the nutrients and the leftover. If you are there and you papa now, who do you? And now who no, and we leftover and the better than toxic will be. And you waste, it becomes toxic. So what I'm finding there. Channel you now. So that's a game. So yes, a toxic is a material that has been prepared. Not toxic. But they go through the process of waste and they're toxic. And it has to find its way out of the body. It's in relationship matters. Toxic limits and and I find myself in a toxic relationship. I believe my practice and my experience on counseling said majority of the people who say they are in a toxic relationship, they are the toxic in the relationship.
I see.
And the almost say I'm on my toxic, no, because they don't have their management skills in that. It is what you have done to yourself that you can't flash out, and it is not eating you up. That has become a toxic in your life and affecting the relationship. It could be a man, it could be a woman, but that is what toxic relationship is. Different from all the definitions we are reading. I realize that this is the best definition I've come across in terms of practice.
In terms of practice, see what it means is a baby no more castle. They are in a toxic relationship. No more, no more toxic.
Yes, because you never be by them. Said yourself. Obi Taboa, a child you.
Happy FM.
It's war, and now we are toxic. So when people say I am in a toxic relationship, I don't challenge them, but they are in it because they are the toxic material in the relationship.
No, but how do you explain that? Once the person complains, it means honor is a toxic material no, in the relationship. Is it that automatic that once you complain, it means you are?
Now, if you are complaining about being in a toxic relationship, you have to tell us what you call toxic. Why am I'm saying toxic, internal idea you. And answer you see a toxic relationship external is coming from the packages of the internal. It is I mean, for example. Now you see me complaining say she's in a toxic relationship. Maybe some say what look toxic in the relationship. I don't know if people told you some of the things they call toxic in their relationship. The majority of the things they say they are caused by them.
Okay, let me give a typical example. We've had several callers on my friend Apea. I mean, they've shared their experiences and their toxic relationships, quote unquote, with us. One of the ladies, Esinam, not all Kase, she is now in a relationship, just a papano, and I said the young man, Epemapa, and she's been married before, and now she's with this person. Okaso money be cry on mano, it could be money or say on mano, and this lady, as we speak, or one child. In fact, the man has like I think 3 children or so, and say Obena, or say open maybe son is all done and also done the pan, but untimin jano so. But again, Niama Papa no susu yeno, or feel say a toxic, and that or my relationship no endimo. Nipa sano, how do you advise her?
Who is the toxic? Is it the man or the lady?
Into no kase, well, no kase Papa no or the man.
Because is it the man or the woman who is toxic?
According to the woman.
It's not true. It's the woman. She is toxic.
No, Counsellor, we are talking about a man, a open emotional toucher, maybe a keka
Who is saying Obama ni pema?
Obama ni neka.
Is the man complaining of pema?
But why do you have to wait for the man to complain to pema? But it is visible, she can see it.
So she's using her definition of pema to feel hurt. Emotionally weak and deranged. So she is the toxic. How do we work on her? Not the man. If she thinks, I'm not better control the man on her own. Why do you take on a job that you cannot control? How? I think like there's a book that I read some years ago. 101 Ways of Knowing Your Partner is Cheating. I read the whole book 7 times and I realized it was a lie. Like you read a book of, they say, 48 laws of the BBB. And the first law is that you cannot outshine your master. You cannot outshine your master forever. You cannot outshine your master. You will not be a boy forever. So let me see. We have taught a lot of wrong things from the church, from some counselors, and I'm saying this lady's story. My husband is cheating. My husband doesn't give me money. My husband is this, my husband is this. And I am in a toxic relationship. Who is the toxic? She is the toxic.
Were you talking about the 48 laws of power?
98.9. 48 laws of power.
Yeah,
that book.
Right.
There are too many errors in that book.
Interesting.
So, there are too many negative things you have practiced. And we are professing is right, especially when we have the medium like I'm having. I remember in this country, I took 6 months to correct an error that I have made. I did a seminar on how to identify red flags before marriage.
Happy FM 98.9.
8 months, I realized that there's nothing called red flags before marriage. I traveled the 10 regions of Ghana with a free seminar to correct my statement. And on TV,
interesting.
That there's nothing called that. All the lectures that we are giving is wrong. Nobody can identify a red flag before marriage. So the lady you are talking about, she is toxic, either by training or by previous marriage. So she has a way and an expectation that is unrealistic, that I have married before. The new man I'm going for, I don't want him to be like the old man. So she's using the old eyes to see the new man. When Superbema, I don't know, be after Mama. Nakam that's a me, ya bema, the Pepia, Opema, the Minimisha, not the Papa, and Tiran, where shall become 5 years, Bobo, men Pepema, or this question the answer. What are we talking about? Who is toxic? And everybody will blame the man. I am not sitting down to say the man is right, but the one complaining is toxic.
So, Counsellor,
if we work on her, and we flush out the toxic, her stomach will be free from mental fluctuation. Yes, sir.
And how do you work on such a person? Is it that she should keep mute?
She has to first identify that the problem is not external, it's internal. That's the first thing. Look, people come to me for divorce. And like I always say, before you divorce, you need counseling. During divorce, you need counseling. After divorce, you need counseling. I have met people who have divorced and they have regretted the divorce because I'm not the biggest person in the world. But they have never looked for their faults before the divorce and during the divorce. They have blamed their wife. They have blamed their husband. They have blamed their in-law until I sit them down and I begin to help them to see what was your role that caused the divorce. Now, when their thinking has come up, because you don't have to bruise her ego, you don't have to do anything to her. She's hurting. Yes, you are hurting. But a so nantikuro yemia edane yale. So she is expecting a man who doesn't cheat. She's expecting a man who, after her, will not see any other woman. She's expecting a man who is not like a previous man. She's expecting a man because the man has money. I have 7 cars. I live in East Lagos. My business is booming. So when you ask for money, I shouldn't ask for accountability. Any man who doesn't ask for accountability is not God-fearing.
Counsellor, what are you trying to say? Obi wo ha na on person be kasa because of person obani feeling good. It's a way of making the lady feel good.
No. Accountability is what makes you feel good. Oh yes, my brother, if you are accountable. Right now, let me give you a practical example. Very practical. When you are on Facebook and you are teaching good, and your eyeball is straight, naturally, how will you feel? Very bad. The Bible says that when the man traveled, he called his servants and gave each one according to their ability. The one who took the less said, I know you are a wicked man who reap at where you have no soul, and I don't want your trouble. So when I collected your gold, I went to hide it in the soil. I brought it back to you the way I took it. He said, bind him, throw him into abyss, and collect what he has, and give it to the one who has made profit. Listen to me. If you don't seek for accountability, then I tell you, be said or the car or the pim or fear or Madrid, half Madrid, so the canzo, almost the fear, party so, almost so light, so AC. If you are not an accountable man, you are disgracing God and you don't fear God because you are steward. But we are accountable, they feel you don't like them. I said, I said, money,
so your bank also feeling good, you know. Until neighbor will say yes, your husband is really taking care of you.
Sir, if you are accountable, now we been said me on not talk imam. And chika you here, my husband will complain. Wow, it's no party. Now we been said Waiting in the FM. Yeah, you know how the feeling is. So if you think that Obima Akohoma, Bema Akohoma on Kasahono, Oguma Miedimasi, Kasahon.
But is this biblical? Is this captured in the Bible? Say Bema Oba Akohoma on Kasahono. And that's one bisa questions,
You are a steward. A man is in the likeness and the image of God, not a woman. No woman was created in the likeness and the image of God. Every man is. So immediately you become a man and a husband. You have been given an authority over your home. Proof. You see what Adam did? This is why God stopped giving us wives. Because he failed in the first marriage. So when a woman is complaining that my husband is toxic, my sister, let me tell you something. Any amount of money your husband gives to a side chick cannot be compared to what he has given you. I repeat. Anything your husband buys for a side chick can never be compared to what he has given you.
As in, the
recipient of the gift is the title of the gift. Why Jessica? It's about the same amazing. Only men compare. You are not the same.
But Counsellor, don't you? I mean, we've also heard a lot of cases of men or mama side check even more than their wives.
That is what you think. What do you call more than? The two of them are not the same. So why do you compare them? Because the side chick is available because of the wife. Who is a side chick? A side chick is a young lady going out with a married man. So when a man is not married, you are not a side chick.
Sure. Established.
So what is giving you the locus to be a side chick? So you are not comparable to my wife. Like a baby mama, you can't be compared to my wife. So as a wife, you have legitimacy.
Happy FM.
So why do you worry yourself with a toxic thinking? And them are in it, they be a mansome, and I would be no the aya bro. What you are, no, I call bro. Or them here. The first question is, why the breath?
Happy FM.
So you are worried. You're having a toxic relationship until you become toxic. Until when you say to say because you are toxic.
Sabi. Quick one, Matthias here. Quick one. And young man who comes in a complaint say they are in a toxic relationship. Some men do also complain. In fact, even right here on this show this morning, someone called, some police officer be on Timin Kofi because Niyiri Subai assessor told him because of listen, he is actually in a toxic relationship. It's a toxic, no?
So he's a toxic.
So okay.
He is a toxic. He has to work on himself, not the woman. Because nobody changes. Times are what changes, but not the person. And listen, nobody will still campaign at the election.
Happy FM.
So my wife is in America.
Happy FM.
Anytime I wake up in the morning, I'm supposed to send her a message. Good morning, my dear. How are you doing? How was your sleep? I hope it went well. When you wake up, let me hear from you. Then I put the phone off.
Happy FM.
Then she comes back to me in Ghana. She's still expecting this audio on her phone. And because of this, she doesn't talk to me. And I bet mommy, no, you don't care about me. My welfare is not important. Sister, only me the damn papa also. And man is saying I'm sorry, send me audio.
Happy FM. Happy
okay,
FM.
Baby. What's sending a message? I miss you. And what is the response of I miss you? When I want missing me, I say okay. I say why? I have changed. You have missed me, and I say okay. Why are you expecting me to? I have not missed you.
It makes the relationship beautiful, Anna.
Why do you want to pretend to make a relationship beautiful when people are becoming toxic for the pretense? Let me ask you a question, my brother. If we take a group picture and they bring the picture to you, who do you look for first?
Myself.
Why?
Mr. Mefe say, "Omo capture me here."
It is if your shirt is not correct in the picture, is the picture nice?
Make me conclude this. Well, maybe my third and I say picture.
It's a picture in your say because woman
my third and I say no.
It's expected because everybody is selfish.
Happy FM.
Interesting.
Happy FM.
Never about the same of it. I will say grease at idea. Or toss sachet water. Sachet water around in so manner. No, there are people grease in my car. We grease at idea. And the independent of the need. But I believe that grease at idea they need. Say you probably so the man. So when a man feels he's in a toxic relationship, let's tell them the truth. Your wife is not toxic. You are toxic.
Okay. Counsellor Medasianape, thank you so much. Your time has been great. I mean, it's fulfilling having a conversation with you. We know, sir, you have a very controversial, position. I have I have a colleague here in the studio. I'm sure most of the things are correct.
Let's correct that statement. I have never had a controversial position. If you don't really have the knowledge I have,
okay,
then you are controversial.
Okay.
You see?
Okay.
Because what I'm saying, take your time and think about it.
Right.
Obi yale, or no yale no, or blame you what you baby say, won't you no yale? Now say say when the bow yale, so who yale? It's not me say. Say I what can it do? Actually, you would give.
Sabe. Right. Sabe. Sabe.
I've always said this.
All right. Thank you so much.
I wrap up with you.
Right.
Hold on 1 minute. Just a minute. And I wrap up every morning. I say that I am always responsible for my comments.
Right.
So whoever is listening to me, don't go to Happy FM to attack the host.
Right.
Come to me if you have any attack or misunderstanding on 0277 609 644. Toxic relationship kills. So seek for help. 0277 609 604. Don't go and pray. But prayer increases toxic relationship.
Interesting last remark. Don't go and pray. Interesting. The ladies are coming later. Thank you so much.